It's a Friday. We're getting good news. That's what it feels like because, hey, the NCAA tournament, it's back today with the Sweet 16. You've got MLB baseball back in Oklahoma getting a commitment from a four-star running back. It's what everybody wants. Before we dive into it, before we talk about it, look at the film and look at where Oklahoma's at in the class rankings. They definitely jumped higher than I thought they were going to. Go ahead, join the discussion, jump down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on the latest edition for the Oklahoma Sooners. And if you guys have not already, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. I want you guys to be a part of the channel. Hey, and I have diapers to pay for. But we got to look at the four-star running back Tory Blaylock, who has committed to the Oklahoma Sooners, the number 219th ranked player in the 247 composite rankings, the number 17 overall running back. 247 has him ranked as the 21st running back, but we look at that composite ranking because it is what tells you where everybody else around the industry basically thinks the kid is at a consensus medium averaged out level. So 5'11", 190 pounds out of Humboldt, Texas. Remember, it's not Humboldt. The H is silent. So it's Humboldt, Texas. I'm not going to try to say the high school's name because I will absolutely butcher it. But you see Tory Blaylock here. And you're like, okay, what are we getting? A guy that's got 42 total offers. When you break down the offer list, some of the most elite schools like Alabama and the Auburns and the Georgias and all of those schools, right? Oregon, all of those. What is Oklahoma getting? Well, here's the deal. A guy that is ran a sub-11 100 meter as a freshman, a 1070 and 1083 in spring of 22, and then posted 22.5 200. However, if we look at Derek Blaylock, his father, who recently posted a video of Tory at a track meet running a 10.6 200, hey, chasing that 10.4, that looks like that's the goal. You can see here, you see the track speed. So you see what DeMarco Murray and what the Oklahoma Sooners are getting in Tory Blaylock. They're getting a guy that's absolutely going to light it up. This is exciting if you're the Oklahoma Sooners. This is something that I feel like is needed. Like you got it with Sawchuck, right? I think you're going to get it a little bit with Taylor Tatum. But if you're Oklahoma, getting a guy with this kind of speed in the backfield, it's an absolute weapon. Here's the other thing, though. Tory Blaylock's a guy that can catch it out of the backfield as well, and he can be a weapon for Jackson Arnold. Maybe even see something similar to kind of like what you've seen the Dallas Cowgirls do with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, right? The dink and dunk passes. That's what I like to see. Run it out of the shotgun a little bit. I think Tory Blaylock is going to be an absolute weapon. And again, you just see it here, man. Just blowing by these defenders, getting down the field, getting in the end zone. If you're an Oklahoma fan, this has to excite you. Now, if you look at Tory Blaylock, you look at what he comes from, right? A family full of athletes. His dad was a former running back in college, played in the NFL from 2001 to 2007. I believe played for the Chiefs. He's a brother in Travion Blaylock, who's a Wisconsin safety. Talon Blaylock, who's a Sam Houston safety. And I believe he has a younger brother in the 2027 class who's also going to play defensive back. So kind of following in his dad's footsteps at running back, which you're not seeing the other brothers do. Other brothers kind of making the name for themselves at DB. But you look at Tory Blaylock and the numbers he put up last year in the 2023, 89 rushing attempts, 616 rushing yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. And then on the receiving end, you see what I'm talking about, right? 19 receptions, 268 receiving yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. Seth Luttrell, DeMarco Murray, Joe John Finley, they got themselves an absolute weapon. And this now gives Oklahoma their 10th commit of the class, putting them at a 176.17 composite score. I told you guys, hey, like, if they get this commitment, I thought they were going to jump up to 7 above Auburn. I didn't think it was going to jump them up 16 points. Jumps them all the way up to number 5 above Ohio State, right behind Penn State, who's got a 177.83 composite score, and you're 4 points ahead of Ohio State. So it's not close between, I mean, it's close, but at the same time, it's not close, right? Between 5 and 6. So you're Oklahoma, you jump Auburn, Alabama, Ohio State. You're OU fan, you're feeling really good there. So far, everybody in your class is ranked, and a lot of them are going to be 4 stars. We expect Marcus James, Kamori Moore, all of them to move into 4-star category. Maybe even Holman Hollenbeck and Shield Knight will move into that category as well as they go into their senior years. This is going to be a very solid class for Oklahoma. Now, looking at running back potential for the future, I think this is something we got to talk about, because I don't think you're going to see another running back here in the 2025 class unless it's a PWO plus status. And if you see the PWO plus status, I think it's going to be Demarius Robinson. But looking at some of the other guys that Oklahoma's in after, you got KD Jones out at Jenks, Oklahoma at 5'11", 170 pounds. That dude's an absolute monster. Somebody that has been talked about a lot on the recruiting trail, somebody that's gaining a lot of steam. Then you look at a Javian Osborne. Javian Osborne out of Forney, Texas. This is a guy that's been on campus a couple times. People are maybe starting to feel better about Javian Osborne in Oklahoma and that relationship with DeMarco Murray maybe than where we thought things were sitting previously to 2024. Then you look at guys like Jonathan Hatton Jr., who's already committed in this class, 6'1", 193 pounds, the number 78th player overall in the 247 composite rankings now. It's a little early to be ranking guys, especially for 2026. But if you're Oklahoma, you feel really good about Jonathan Hatton out of Steele High School in, I believe it's Cibolo, Texas, down there in the Houston area. Let's just say it like that, right? You get a guy in your class. He's able to come in, help recruit. But then you've also got Deshaun Roddick, a 5'10", 180-pound running back, number 57th overall player. 2026 is the year you likely see Oklahoma take 2. Reason being is because a guy like Gavin Sawchuk and Javonte Barnes are going to be NFL draft eligible. So there's a chance they're potentially gone by this time. So you're going to need to replenish a little bit of talent, right? Does Taylor Tatum go to the MLB? Does he have that opportunity? I think there's going to be some things you want to watch in that running back room and how things develop. You definitely maybe expect a guy to get processed at some point, because guys, the room is just so deep, like you're bound to lose somebody, right? If Oklahoma retains everybody in that room throughout the 2025 season, I mean, you've got to give DeMarco Murray, Seth Luttrell, and Joe John Finley props, because that means they are sharing the load. Guys are seeing the value in sharing the load, and guys are happy with sharing the load, which you normally just sometimes don't see. So I believe it's going to be an interesting thing to kind of just watch, right? How that running back room develops for Oklahoma, especially looking at a guy like Caleb Hicks, who in the spring practice has performed really well. So if you're an Oklahoma fan, you're excited, but I need to hear from y'all. So make sure you're joining the discussion, jumping down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are excited about Tory Blaylock and his commitment to Oklahoma, giving him the 10th. I think now we're looking at Cole Breiler, Malik Hawkins, even Landon Rink, who a lot of people are saying is going to be Texas A&M, but that race might not be over. It's one you guys have to watch. Hey, and then I'm looking at a Marion Robinson, even though there's not a date set there. I really like where Oklahoma sits in that recruitment. It's one that I think everybody needs to be paying attention to. So YouTube wants you guys to watch one of these 2 videos, so make sure you guys are tuning into one of those as well.